Kind of a weird small plane, not typically known to fly over here. I wonder if that's one of those take a picture of your property and ask if you want to buy a large frame version of it or whatever. Clearly, what I'm working on this week includes something like if I wanted that. Not that I'm going to have that, but anyways, this is about noon on the second day of 7. I got my coffee, got a cigarette here. All right, day 2. So this clutter, anything that is broken will be removed. Anything that can stay will stay. I've got some other empties here, and just kind of keeps the snow from overflowing the wall. This gravel at the bottom that has drain tile in it is really for the overflow of what the wall tile can handle. So I'm just kind of keep all the snow behind that. It keeps from having a gargantuan drift right here. Gonna get that going today. Cut out some of that wood to finish out that side. Be able to chop down any of the thicker trunks that loppers won't handle. And I think I got some stuff down in here I'd like to get at today as well. There's a bunch of it that's still visible that it's just like, it's not that big of a clump, it just looks big. So I'm going to work through that. A couple of little bits, places where they sprung up, I can trim them down. Eventually, when I have them all under control from being up and grown, any of the ones that keep sprouting, I'll be able to dig up the root. They're fairly shallow. Gotta find out where the rodents are getting in the eaves of the house. This isn't just a work week, this is a unplug and refresh week. Oh, look at that. Some multiple kinds of oak. That was what caught my attention there. Those are some big fat red leaves. So I kind of dug these up. The reason these got weighted on so long was that it's a lot of poison ivy there, and this time of year they're now no longer poisonous. So yeah, this needs work. It doesn't, I don't know, it kind of goes down to the dam line or whatever across here, the lower trail, but there's some places that it's just empty underneath, so being able to get at all this, it's just in clumps like everything else. That's bark rubbing or that white fungus. It's weird because like at a distance it looks like a rubbing, and maybe a deer would go to rub it and the fungus spreads. This weird thing, I just don't even know what that's about, because I don't remember doing that. whippy stemmed up, never straightened out. And the bark's getting eaten. A lot of these are going to require a bigger saw to cut the bottoms of. These have been going for years. And a lot of these are the ash borer victims. They all gotta come down. Any of them with the cracked bark like that are either dead already or on their way. It's unfortunate that's a primary type of tree for this area until we get over here. That's all oak growing there. That'll come up eventually. Still got that big honking thing down there to get. Yeah, there's quite a bit here still. Look at all that. So this ain't all coming down today by any means, but I'm gonna clip a few of these, I think, along here. And then maybe a little bit of this stuff here, trim back. Stuff's leaning down, it's already dead. Just creating some kind of weird giant arch right there. Another one of those above it. Oh, that's wacky. Directly overhead, a bird. Can't tell if that's it might be a buzzard. Not a lot here, but there's a lot more to go. Great colors. I think that's oak. Or is that a... Oh, it's an oak that got bent over by this. Oh, there's another casualty. That's a lot. Spend the next year and a half getting all this honeysuckle cut out of here. Long-term projects, I guess. Good to have. Okay. Beautiful out here. So yeah, got a bunch of this stuff to be hauled up. How much of that I'm going to get. Really need to segment stuff that's already down. Got a couple that I know are already dead. primary focus on getting these big thick trunks out. All right. Coffee through a press is better than coffee through a filter. Okay. So what I've got here is the cat that wants to go inside. I don't let her out. All right. 50-foot extension cord. Foot ice melter. Set that there for now. That's where it'll plug in. I'm gonna check on that a little bit off camera. All right. These work. You know, whatever this is, I don't think it's the non-invasive honeysuckle, but the leaves are kind of similar to that. It's woody. It's fragrant when you burn it. Thought maybe it was mesquite. I don't know. You can see this, they cut and they just keep growing. Then you cut them and then they just keep growing. Wednesday was cut lawn, I believe. I got the paper here somewhere, I thought. Oh, same pocket as the bag. Yep, Wednesday is cut lawn. Well, I'm going to cut some of these things out while I'm fiddly farting around on getting this done. That's a procrastination I will do later. So basically, I'm going to have to figure out how to get a length up this downspout and keep that with a melter while running a zigzag pattern that includes going up to these and keeping that with the melter as well. So I'm going to lay it out and kind of see what I have to work with. and figure out, because I'm also going to have to thread the whole thing like one direction through some of this underneath of these supports. That will be done off camera as well. All right, well, see you in the next update. That is a weird angle, very low. It's hard to see if I'm even getting it in the frame. Should be in it. Anyways, it's got a weird tip down angle at the nose. This flew over at a fairly low altitude. That's a large jetliner. They never fly over at this height. And there was just a scout plane there earlier, about an hour ago. I wonder if that isn't. Oh, it's turning. It's turning. What is this? It's banking. Is this? This would be like if somebody was trying to land one of these at the Burlington airport, but I don't think that's wild. Okay, so it's behind that. So I had up here, the sun's so bright, I can't see it like directly on the screen. I have to use the pieces of tree or landscape that now I don't see it at all. There's a bird flying. I had it and then I tried to zoom. All I got was birds. Must fading into the haze. That was really weird. That was an extremely low fly. Usually they're very high up. This was so low it didn't leave a contrail. Like seriously, there's none. There's a breeze. You can kind of see there's where it flew, but get with the sun on this channel. That was oddball. Now I have to go back and rewatch it and see if I even caught any of it. That was some kind of light colored like a 4-engine jet, and it was not super loud or nothing, but it was low, really low. Then it got higher and went farther, and I don't know. I'm just in the process of trimming out the patio. else weird happens, I'll capture it. All right. So I finished with the stack of stuff on the wall. I'll show that in a second. Went through here with the chainsaw. I needed to get it going, make sure that the chain wasn't stuck in the track, and I managed to get it adjusted correctly. So I've cut down all of the standers that were still there, the too thick stems and trunks and such, got everything out. There was a big one that was kind of up in this tree still. So I've been cutting this up. And the chainsaw ran out of gas. I don't think I really have enough left to fill it. And tomorrow is outdoor stuff day, so I may get the gas for it today. But I'm kind of done with this for now. I'm going to move on to something else. Probably the ice dam melter now after a cigarette and some coffee. So, but you can see I've cut down here. All the stuff that was in here has been cut. There was one here. There's a whole bunch of stuff here. There was things that were growing out. You can see those ends are from the honeysuckle. And it's just all cradled itself. And I'm being real careful of these grapevines because some of these are good. And I believe they're definitely big enough to make fruit if I have them in a good spot with sun. So as I gently coax them out this way into the light, hopefully I'll be able to get some grapes on this end of things, especially with some of this stuff being cut down. And this, whatever that is, also stuff like that to cut out. There's thorn base down there, big bramble. So anyways, that's what I've got here. It's not as major of a movement as it was yesterday, but I've also got other progress that I've been doing. So, and it is early. So yeah, I got some to go here. This one here is in non-invasive. See, the invasives have these big, broad, dopey cartoon green leaves. And when they have the berries, they have like all the berries. This, you notice it's got kind of more of that, what I call like potato skin bark. And it grows in much the same way, but it doesn't have 1,000 berries on it. It's got a completely different, more elegant, stylized, elongated leaf. And these ones are the non-invasives. So I've now got 1, 2, 3, 4. I got a 5th one at least out of the woods. So I got a few of these, which is cool. Help them kind of take over the natural cycle as it should be. You can see I got a bunch to take out here still, but it's not that bad. Maybe I'll get through some of this today. Again, I'm kind of limited because I end up coming up against places where I need more than just the loppers. So yeah, that's what it is. I'll show you the wall here in a second. Okay, so out here I've cleared much of this to there. Went through here and cleared out all of the Siberian elm saplings and sprouts. Got some more trimming and stuff to do in here, but it's things that can be done with the string trimmer tomorrow, I believe. So I got this length of the old gutter thawing de-icer, whatever you want to call it. It's still connected in through the wall of the porch, so I can't just yank it out. So what I've done is I've got it anchored that way on this side. It's drawn across and kind of tied up onto this heavy bucket on the other end, and this is going to keep the wind from blowing these guys off. So then I've got enough of the more empties that I'm going to stack some up there to kind of continue to block the wind behind the door, and stack some across here to kind of block that off this way too, although those will probably end up falling. So I don't think there's a way I can really secure them. But yeah, I've been doing that, and here in a little bit I'm going to go get on that major project of the day, which is the ice dam melter. But this was the other major checklist item, was straightening this stuff up. So halfway to today's stated goals and accomplishing other goals along the way. All right, we're kind of moving into the golden hour. About 4 o'clock in the afternoon. Been going since about 11:30. I already shot video of the progress over there. So this is that 50-foot extension. It's not plugged in, but it's within reach of the plug in place. See all that stuff I was cutting down there. From there to there. All right, so I got this thing done. Basically what we got is threaded it all the way down the length of it here so that we've got about a foot length to the terminator. So that goes down to about there. That runs all the way across. Kind of took a little shortcuts with some of the ways to loop these. And this is broader than it should be, but I'm trying to maximize coverage and still be able to plug in the end of the cable. So we build up to here, and you can actually see this is the issue right there. It just kind of needs to be melted so that it doesn't accumulate. So yeah, we got diagonals running up 3-4 levels over about 5 and up to here, but then looped up around the top. I have an issue in the wintertime with some drippage coming in from the woodwork around the windows. So with all the new elastomeric laid down and some I-stand melter up there, I think hopefully that'll solve the issue. And I was able to do it roughly symmetrically down to here, up to here, do it again up there, down to here. And I was going to see if I had enough that I could run it up there and around that and then down there, but I really didn't. So what I did was I ran it back under here. I had enough room on the way back to the plug-in to both reach the cord and kind of wrap the last little bit of the heating element around this downspout. Roto-rooter, that's not me. And are they pulling into... Huh. Pause it. Looks like the rooter man's just turning around. Missed somebody's house, I don't know. I didn't call it. So anyways, the last bit of it's on here, and I think I need to get about a 40 or 50 foot ice melter to run along here, up the pipe, and along that, and then back down with the zigzag. But I don't know if that's going to be... I don't know if that's too much to put onto one long extension cord with a splitter head or whatever. So I don't know. Otherwise, I may see about maybe running something out through one of these. But yeah, I kind of need to do something with this one too. But for living room and skylights will be good. And for the bottom of this thing, hopefully not freezing up, because this usually turns into like a frozen waterfall. So hopefully that helps. And that's where we're at so far. And this fabulous golden light. All right, we're kind of moving into the golden hour. About 4 o'clock in the afternoon. Been going since about 11:30. I already shot video of the progress over there. So this is that 50-foot extension. It's not plugged in, but it's within reach of the plug in place. See all that stuff I was cutting down there. From there to there. All right, so I got this thing done. Basically what we got is threaded it all the way down the length of it here so that we've got about a foot length to the terminator. So that goes down to about there. That runs all the way across. Kind of took a little shortcuts with some of the ways to loop these. And this is broader than it should be, but I'm trying to maximize coverage and still be able to plug in the end of the cable. So we build up to here, and you can actually see this is the issue right there. It just kind of needs to be melted so that it doesn't accumulate. So yeah, we got diagonals running up 3-4 levels over about 5 and up to here, but then looped up around the top. I have an issue in the wintertime with some drippage coming in from the woodwork around the windows. So with all the new elastomeric laid down and some I-stand melter up there, I think hopefully that'll solve the issue. And I was able to do it roughly symmetrically down to here, up to here, do it again up there, down to here. And I was going to see if I had enough that I could run it up there and around that and then down there, but I really didn't. So what I did was I ran it back under here. I had enough room on the way back to the plug-in to both reach the cord and kind of wrap the last little bit of the heating element around this downspout. Roto-rooter, that's not me. And are they pulling into... Huh. Pause it. Looks like the rooter man's just turning around. Missed somebody's house, I don't know. I didn't call it. So anyways, the last bit of it's on here, and I think I need to get about a 40 or 50 foot ice melter to run along here, up the pipe, and along that, and then back down with the zigzag. But I don't know if that's going to be... I don't know if that's too much to put onto one long extension cord with a splitter head or whatever. So I don't know. Otherwise, I may see about maybe running something out through one of these. But yeah, I kind of need to do something with this one too. But for living room and skylights will be good. And for the bottom of this thing, hopefully not freezing up, because this usually turns into like a frozen waterfall. So hopefully that helps. And that's where we're at so far. And this fabulous golden light. So I'm down here. Ooh, I have to catch some of them pinks. Down here until the sun's kind of vanishing. I've cut out a large swath here. It's about 20-30 foot by 20 foot. I got everything that is around this, everything that is honeysuckle invasive around this Dutch elm tree has been cut down. And yeah, so I got some progress trimmed through this stuff here. I think it's going to be time to figure out what I'm going to eat for dinner and then work on more indoor stuff as the sun goes down. Oh, it's fabulous. Kind of a swirl shape there. And honestly, Honestly, this color right now that you're seeing on the screen is not too far off from real color. It's very similar. There's lots of pinks here. Oh. All right, so yeah, I got that brush clip down there. Got the wall done here with a bunch of the old melter cable. Ice dam melter has been tied around, and it should kind of hold them together with tension. And yeah, so that's where it is. I got the two, that's the one I got to replace yesterday. This is the ones I got to do fit into that spot. Gonna do those later tonight. A little bit of picking up in the house, working on getting in advance of the other inside cleaning projects. But basically I got my stated projects done. I got to get some trash out from the porch yet, but I can do that without the sun. So get some food, finish off the second half of the day. Then I'll put together the edit and the recap like yesterday, and then it will be uploaded. Real close to full, if it ain't full. All right, so this will be the recap of the day for Tuesday, second day of 7. I got the west side roof ice dam melter installed. Straightened the wall buckets. Those are in the video. Trash from porch I actually didn't get. I will get a little bit of that here in a little bit. Some shirts on the floor and some other things I'm going to get out, make progress on that. Not actually getting the 2 plexis tonight. My back hurts, not like intensely, but like my arms are sore, my back is sore. There was a lot of crouching doing that ice dam melter, and I went to town in the woods on cutting out the honeysuckles. And so anyways, after all of that, I'm a little sore. Really just not feeling like doing the plexi work tonight, because that involves clearing off this table here, and once it's done cleaning everything up and getting them done is going to be an hours long process. So I think what I'm going to do tomorrow is set up a couple of sawhorses in the yard with an extension cord for the glue gun, and I'm going to do some of these outside before getting started on cutting some of the grass, and then toward the end of the day, but before I get too tired, I will do a second set. So hopefully I get 4 of those done tomorrow. As it is, the ones that were the worst initially are the ones that I did yesterday. And I know that there's ones that are not the ones that I meant to get put in, so I could get them back into place and close up the porch a bit. There's other ones that probably need attended to as well. So I'm going to do them kind of in spots, rather than just do 2 of the same one each time. If there's one that's okay and one that really needs work, I think that's what I'm going to do. But anyways, yeah, so don't go thinking that because the list of objectives for the day was not long, that there wasn't a lot done. I did do the chainsaw with the, that was on the list. I made a note of that. Chainsaw time, Tuesday and Wednesday. So there's going to be string trimming and chainsawing going on tomorrow. That is the all-day goal. As well as catching up on the plexis that I'm not doing today. But yeah, so I did quite a bit of physicality today. Quite a bit of walking. I'm not calling it a loss that I didn't accomplish the plexis tonight. I've accomplished every other goal that I've set to this point, and I'm going to catch that up in the morning. First thing, I'm going to do a couple of those plexis before I go out and start cutting. So yeah, that's where it stands. Next couple of days, I think I'm probably going to rack the wine. I've been meaning to do that. Um, but I got these other main tasks to do. And like I was saying, like once the winterization is the primary goal, once that stuff is taken care of, then if I get that done the first half of the week, the second half, I got time to do things like rack the wine. So, yeah, that's about it. Totally not sorry that I danced on Dick Cheney's grave first thing this morning. There's not a whole lot of people in the world that are truly worth, celebrating the loss of. And I wouldn't call this a loss. I call this a riddance. This dude set back international relations for decades. That dude is directly responsible for things like the Abu Ghraib torture scandal. Their government, they told the people what they could do, and they said, don't worry, we'll cover you legally. And when it came to asking questions like, oh, it's in the handbook, it says that's just an enhanced interrogation technique, it's legal. Alberto Gonzalez, waiting for that guy to go too. So anyways, yeah, it was a good day for freedom. It was an excellent day for truth and freedom. Yeah, so you'll have already seen by the time you get to this recap, there was a couple of aircraft flew over. It was very interesting. The small white single propeller craft, and then the jetliner with 4 engines on it, just cruising at a low enough altitude to not cause a contrail, and banking and turning in the vicinity of Mount Pleasant. So don't really know what that was about, what the deal is or whatever, but there was certainly unusual air activity outside of the normal. One of the neighbors, I think, has an ultralight. There's the county law enforcement has some kind of a drone, like a quad drone, and like a big quad. And sometimes you see the medevac helicopters and whatever, but typically a jetliner, like I saw today, flying, couple thousand feet off the ground. Typically I only see them high enough to be able to make out that there are wings in front of the contrail, that it's like a little grain of rice with wings. And in this case, it was more like being this close to where you can make out the body, you can see the sides with the windows, or if there are windows, you can see the landing gear and you can see the engines. So the fact that all of this was visible on a large aircraft that was just flying around yonder was a little bit odd. Slight irony on the fact of Mr. 9/11's announcement of his death. But anyways, so it's possible that might even have been, Cheney's body being flown back home or something. I don't know. Or it was being flown out to pick him up. I don't know. Maybe it had nothing to do with that. But like I said, it's just way, 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 way lower than the passenger flights are around here. And we don't really have an airport around here that lands a plane that size. So for something that size to be either had to be an emergency landing, something was up, or some kind of weird government flight that was allowed to go low for safety reasons or whatever. I don't know. So that's what I got. Today's a little bit longer because that walk in the woods that I took, first actual proper segment after the small aircraft at the beginning, is a 15-minute chunk. So anyways, yeah, I'm going to get done with this. Stop wasting your time. This will be a good 45-minute update for today. And then we're going to do it again tomorrow.